Hello, happy hump day. And I want to start off by saying thank you, Dory. I saw the donation you sent in the back. I saw you write about it, and I was like, what? Because I didn't get a notification. Thank you so much. That is so generous of you, and I appreciate you for being here and supporting the channel. And same thing with everybody who's here. Thank you for always supporting the channel and showing up for me. I really do appreciate you. Today, we're going to be looking at, the big shifts or changes that might, or what's coming in for everybody for the rest of June. Hello, Nature Girl, Lori, Angel Eyes, Dory. What is up? I'm glad you guys are here. Lisa, hello. All right, so I am going to start off. I'm trying to make the Wednesdays a little bit quicker, and so I'm going to get started at Aries right away. Hello, Mr. Jeff. And but that's what we're looking at right now. We're looking at the rest of June, some good things coming in, love specifically, and life for my Aries. I'm still working on, Aries through Pisces. I know you guys love that portion, but I may pull an oracle for each zodiac sign, or just a card. I'll decide as I go on what to expect, maybe if there's any improvements or anything. I'll feel it out as I go. Aries, let's take a look. All right, Judgment at the bottom of the deck. So important decisions in the next couple weeks that change the course of your life. You could be finalizing details, rethinking the choices that you've made over the last couple weeks. Maybe the fruits of your labor, finally showing up and changing the direction. You have new insight, some choices you made in the past that are actually paying off for you in the next couple of weeks. All right, so a lot of truths that could be coming up, over the next couple of weeks as well. Decisions, we finally have all the pieces together and clarity. So what's shifting right now and what's happening is I am seeing the Nine of Swords. I'm seeing that you have had a lot going on in your mind, a lot of pressure on you, a lot of sleepless nights, maybe tossing and turning, trying to figure out your situation. And this is where you're seeing you're getting so close to this difficult time resolving itself. All right, so love specifically for you. Look at this, the clarity coming in, Ace of Swords. All right, so if you're in a situationship, that's been kind of hanging out, this is where we're facing truths about the situation, deciding where this is going, defining the connection. Is this blocking me from my true, true love, or is this a situation that could actually manifest into something more? And if it's somebody new, maybe some of you have been sleeping alone and somebody could be noticing you. The Ace of Swords could be somebody on your social media, at an event, somebody expresses something to you, somebody brings to light a possibility of a connection that you might be interested in. Now, obviously, we have the pre-shadow of Mercury, and we have Mercury retrograde going on at the end of the month. And so all this does bring in possibility of the lovely ex texting. All right, but this is where you've got to ask the truthful questions. And the Judgment card, making honest decisions. Did they change, or are they just lonely? It might be, and you got to look at where you're at. Even if they are just lonely, but you're wanting it to be something more, you've got to be real with yourself, because it's not going to change the outcome of the situation. And for those partnered with people, this energy is giving yourself a fresh start, looking at things differently, maybe clearing up a conversation or dealing with a challenge that you've been confronted with, and finally finding some sort of truce or resolution when it comes to love. Now, in life, you're seeing the Hermit card. So you're on the path, right? Maybe you just began a new journey. And this is also saying, take the high road, take the road that's calling you. Some of you, it could be a journey onto something new. Your life is changing, and all the experiences you've had in the past have gotten you to this point. So you could be noticing some things wrapping up, an end of a chapter wrapping up with the Hermit card. Sometimes we just kind of take a step back and say, all right, look at where I'm at, and reflecting on all the experiences we've had and looking at the path ahead. So it seems like some of you are beginning or have already begun a new path in life that is going to continue on from this point, right? So you're building up towards the next 10 years maybe of your life that are very important to you. So you could be making some really fine, you could be making some decisions when it comes to your path, your purpose, and who's going to come along for the ride when it comes to home and family. Now, any advice for you? Any other good things coming in? I am seeing 4 of Pentacles, so it's a reminder that you are establishing a new foundation and all the pieces are coming together. It is about work. You are putting in some new work. You're stepping up onto a new path. Some of you becoming deeper into your relationships. Some of you coming out of school. Some of you building a purpose in your life. And the 4 of Pentacles is reminding you to also take a look and smell the roses and know that, you will be provided for. Even if times feel tough right now with the 4 of Pentacles, or you're having to reestablish your finances or rebudget or just spend wisely. It is showing here that you are at the beginning stages. So you are putting the work in, and that is what I have for you. So let's look at if you have somebody specifically on your mind, any energies that, I don't know. I think if I pull the oracle, it might get a little bit deeper, but I'll see how it feels for my Aries. I'll pull the oracle. Think of the zodiac sign on your mind. We do see the Ace of Swords, which is bringing in truth and a decision when it comes to love for you. So if you're connected to an Aries, give it time. It'll turn whatever pain you're going through or whatever sadness is happening with you and an Aries, it will turn into love. And it's just giving me a timing issue. There may be things just kind of happening right now that too much is happening to try and mend the situation. Taurus. All right, love deserves another chance. That gives me the judgment card. So it feels like you guys will be making important decisions in the next couple of weeks around this situation because there's still love between the two of you, or there's love growing between the two of you. Gemini, I'm always drawn to you. Gemini always coming back around for my Aries. Your Gemini on your mind. It looks like your hearts are going to bring you guys closer together. There's still growth and healing happening. Cancer, I long to feel truly noticed by you. So maybe finally being seen by your Cancer. Remember, I'm referencing the Ace of Swords here. So we are seeing, maybe finally being noticed by that Cancer, or they're finally realizing the connection, the importance of the connection. Leo, I miss who we used to be. So you may have a conversation with your Leo about why you guys can't seem to see eye to eye. It feels like we've turned our back on what brought us together, and maybe a conversation on how we can turn things around. Virgo wanting to rebuild what you lost too. So even if you have gone through some challenges, a Virgo not wanting to give up. Maybe finally the signs are being shown that might not be the same way we used to be, but we can turn things around. Libra, a truth being exposed about a Libra, and it'll set you free. So that means to me that you're going to see the truth that you cannot unsee. Now, that truth can be, I love you, or that truth can be, this is not going anywhere. But I am seeing that it will set you free. Scorpio choosing the relationship again and again. So it seems like you and Scorpio have unfinished business, or this is a partnership that you guys will continue to come back together no matter what challenges. Sagittarius, love between the two of you will mend the deepest wounds. And even if this is a fresh relationship with a Sagittarius, it feels like the love between the two of you can help each other heal. Capricorn, love shouldn't feel this heavy. So you may be deciding to let go of a situation with a Capricorn. It just feels painful and heavy and feels one-sided. Aquarius. Aquarius go in their own way to heal themselves so that they can be ready for love. So maybe God still has work to do here. And Pisces, no matter what highs and lows you're going through, it looks like Pisces and you are going to make it through. Their love is constant and real. All right. Hello, Miss Tracy and Gigi. What's up? 11. I'm going to do 1111 for Taurus. I haven't done that in a while, and I'm seeing a lot of Taurus, a lot of 1111 numbers coming through. I don't know if I'm going to do the Oracle for everybody. I don't know how that's landing for me. I might just stick with Tarot. So Taurus is now on. Sorry, I got to get the banner up. Too many. All right. Taurus, 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 Taurus. All right. Taurus, where's my bulls? All right, let's look at what's shifting for you right now. And we're looking at the rest of June, specifically in love. And then I'll pull a card for life and Aries through Pisces. So Taurus. The World card. So you will notice here the next couple weeks that a lot of things coming together for you. All right, this is going to be all the things, situation that you've been kind of dealing with for a while. It finally feels complete, you know, so you may want to notice chapters, conversations. Maybe you're dealing with a home situation or family situation, and it's coming together, you know, so we're able to conclude these things and move on to a new chapter in our life. All right, some new problems, new things, and you know, new journey, new problems to face, and new situations. And I see the Ace of Wands underneath that. So we are talking about completing some chapters. Now, when the World card comes up, that means that these can be some of the difficult things that you've been dealing with, matters, maybe long distance matters with the World card. You know, things that have been going on for quite some time. You know, this is where we're finally seeing that we can make a new. We can make decisions now, we can close that, and we have new things coming in. But we have to let the old things leave. We have to let things finish their course. All right. And I see the 5 of Swords right now. So it does feel like what's shifting is that you still are kind of contemplating what else can you do. And at this point right now, it feels like matters are going to conclude themselves. Things are going to reach a place where you will have the answers. And so right now it's like, what else can you do? There's really not much you can do. You have control over. It's a card of surrender. Sometimes we just put down our sword and say, I can only do what I can do, and there's got to be a solution. Even though you may feel like you need to do something, or you should do something, or you could fix this, really the energy right now is saying, for many of you, you have done everything you can do, and now it's just a matter of surrendering and letting your choices play out, letting the situation resolve itself. And that is the best case scenario I'm seeing with this card. So in love in general, I am seeing the Hanged Man. So I can see love is shifting for you, but it may seem like you don't know, nothing's changing. And this can be very painful energy to be in, because when things are in limbo, when it comes to love, we start to create stories or scenarios that aren't really happening, or we start to think about problems that are not really there. And we want to figure out things, you know, when there's silence or there's distance or we see things differently. If you and your partner are seeing things differently, or you're connected with somebody and it just seems like you can't get a clear answer, it's fighting and trying to figure it out right now, or conversation to get things to come together is not going to happen in this energy. It's going to happen when you both finally make it through this energy where you guys are seeing each other's perspective, because there's obviously not seeing eye to eye when it comes to relationships. It feels like, you know, you're constantly hanging there, not knowing, it's not defined, not knowing what's going on. So a Hanged Man card doesn't say things aren't moving for you, but right now it seems like there's a lot going on in your relationships where things will become more clear here in the future. I will look at Aries through Pisces specifically for you so I can see what is coming clear, because right now it feels like there's a temporary pause when it comes to your love life. Now, if you are single, that also is a sign here that right now, it doesn't mean nothing's happening in the background, but it can say that things are temporarily on hold. All right. Now, in life in general, I'm seeing Three of Pentacles. So it looks like there is a lot more going on around you, even if love seems a little stagnant right now. And this is the boring stuff, the boring, beautiful stuff. It's the work. It's the, you know, getting things done. It's things coming together, finalizing details, and focusing on the things that we can close up in the contracts and the deals. So you may be actually making plans to go somewhere, travel, or maybe you're going on a new pursuit for work or counseling or financial. You know, this is where you're asking for more help or you're getting help from other people when it comes to your everyday life. All right. So this could be a living situation, work, shift, all your resources, and even your health routine. It's actually taking care of the mundane things that you need to kind of take care of. And unfortunately, it sounds boring, but that's what needs to be happening right now when we can't take care of a living situation or a love situation, because the people around you could be dealing with other problems. And it seems like that's why life or love is on hold for you right now. And it's only a temporary situation. Now, I have the Tower card here, which is your advice card, and things do seem a little bit unstable when it comes to home and life and circumstances. And this can be causing a lot of internal confusion for you. You may be feeling unstable, like things aren't coming together. And we have the Three of Pentacles here, which could be saying maybe you do have to reach out to people or connect with people to help you solve some of the problems that you're dealing with. You could be going through a lot of shifts in your life right now that require you to get some support from around you. All right. But these things you need to remember, the World card is showing you that the next couple weeks, all these closures, all these uncertainties, all these changes are happening around you for a reason. You are shifting out of an old chapter and things that you no longer can solve anymore. You no longer can fix. All right. These things are leaving and you have a new it's being cleared up and you have a new situation coming in. So a lot is moving for you behind the scenes this week, the next couple weeks. And love seems to be shifting, but not in a way that you can observe or see the clarity just yet. So with that being said, let's look at Aries through Pisces for you. What's really happening behind the scenes in your love situation and what could be coming in that's going to bring clarity. All right. So Aries, I see the Knight of Pentacles. Now with an Aries, it is slowly moving, but we're dealing with a lot of everyday things. The Knight of Pentacles can be slow moving, but we're still moving in the right direction. It looks like life's catching up with them. It looks like they have a lot of responsibilities. It looks like they're trying to just show up and maintain. All right. But the progress is happening behind the scenes when it comes to you and an Aries. They still seem to want to follow through with whatever's going on between the two of you. Taurus, I have the Judgment card, all right? So there is a lot of decisions happening. You have the Judgment too. There is a finalization. There is a renewal period coming in, but there's also a shift in your life that's happening with the Judgment and the Tower and the Hanged Man. All right, life is not going to be the same for you. You are closing a chapter. Life is not going to be the same. But when it comes to closing with the World card and making these important decisions, it can feel very unstable for you. All right, it can feel very unstable for you right now, but that is not the case. And it looks like God really got a plan for you. And I know it's not really a difficult energy. It's just that I feel like Taurus, these kind of energies, when pieces have to come together and endings have to happen and things are clearing up and a lot is happening for you, it can seem like when it rains, it pours, but we feel like nothing's moving, but you are going through this period which can seem like a void in a sense, where I want the new to come in already and I can't define it, and that can be a very uncomfortable experience. And that's what I'm feeling here, even with another Taurus. It's like the decisions and the choices that we're making right now are going to define my future. So you could be giving this a second chance, even with another Taurus. Gemini, Page of Wands. I am seeing fun energy coming in with a Gemini regardless. It seems like we're building something. We feel this attraction towards one another, and we may be actually having more fun when it comes to a Gemini. And for some of you single, there could be a Gemini trying to come into your life that's really trying to, maybe you're ending a situation with somebody else and a Gemini is trying to be more attentive to you. Cancer, Queen of Cups. So Cancer going through a lot of processing right now. They haven't left your life. They may be dealing with their own personal issues and trying to figure out how they really feel about life in general and the situation. So they're still around you and they're still coming in. All right. And I have Leo, 5 of Cups. So it looks like Leo here is grieving the loss of the relationship or you or their situation right now. So I can see that there's a lot going on and there's still some healing energy happening between you and a Leo. So maybe we do just need to give it a little bit more time with the Hanged Man. Virgo, Knight of Cups. Virgo looks like they want to cheer you up with a little bit of love, socialization, and romance. So they may invite you to go somewhere. This could even be a new Virgo coming into your life. Libra, 4 of Swords. So Libra recouping. Libra might be giving this a little bit of space. So you may notice that they're pulling their energy away from you a little bit. They may feel exhausted right now. All right. So you really can't make a decision just yet on what's happening. I would say just give it a few days with a Libra. Scorpio, 6 of Wands. The Scorpio in it to win it. Whatever challenges you're having with a Scorpio, things will come together. It seems like a little win, a victory. Sagittarius, Knight of Swords. So a lot of changes happening with a Sagittarius, a lot of information, and a lot of decisions that we need to make about where this relationship is going. So you may unexpectedly be confronted by a Sagittarius that wants to define the connection. And Capricorn also wanted to define the connection. So it seems like they want to be together with you and they want to see this work out. So promise or making a promise when it comes to a Capricorn. Aquarius, 2 of Pentacles. A lot going on with an Aquarius. It's just asking you to, be flexible and adapt to the situation. There's still we're not sure where we're going and when it's not defined yet, but there's still something here that we are building and I want to see where it goes. Pisces, Page of Pentacles. You may get a message from a Pisces wanting to also settle something with you or start something with you. All right. I love you. Taurus. Taurus closing some chapters. They can be a little bit monotonous. All right. Gemini. I'm only saying what wants to come through. And I hope it resonates with you guys. Let's see. So Gemini, it's still your birthday. It's still your birthday. Let's do. These are supposed to be quicker, so I'm going to have to. I don't know why I added that Aries through Pisces. I think because everybody really likes it. And it feels incomplete now. All right. We're looking at the rest of June. You're welcome. I know. I just sometimes whatever wants to come through, I can't fight it. And I can't leave it incomplete either. All right, Gemini, happy birthday still. We still got you covered here for another week. All right, Sunday. So happy birthday to all of you. Let's look at what's shifting and then love specifically in life. All right, you have the Fool energy. In this reading today, the bottom card is really the foundation, right? And you're on the brink of something new, right? You're getting ready to take on the next 12 months, all right? You know, you've gathered up everything you need from the past, you know, birthday year, and now you have a new birthday, right? The whole year, a whole sun return, and, you know, new experiences. So a lot of new experiences. And, you know, this could also be a time period where you're being really challenged with trust, you know, when it comes to what your next step is. You know, something is changing. Maybe you've just come out of a situation, or you've just been in a situation, you feel like something new needs to happen and you don't know what that next step is. So you are being asked to trust and continue to move forward. You could notice a lot of new experiences starting to pop up in the next couple weeks. Doorways. It doesn't mean you have to take every doorway, but it does mean that you may have a lot of little red signs glowing saying open, open, you know, pick me, choose this way, go this way. And you also could have some exes coming back saying hello. And these don't mean that you need to have these people in your life. This could be where you're getting your closure, or you're realizing how much you've changed, and you're able to, you know, communicate and say, yeah, I feel finished with that. I'm ready to move on from that. I'm ready for something new. So it's just a really good feeling. And some of you could be terrified. I will say that, you know, and I see the Three of Pentacles here. Some of you could be very terrified with what's next. Three of Pentacles is showing you that there are people that are going to show up for you when you need them most. All right. Shared money, shared resources, shared, you know, exchanges, help. You know, there might be somebody that has the answers that you're seeking. Somebody knows somebody that has a job for you. Somebody knows somebody that has a friend who's interested in dating and it seems to be attracted to you, has a lot in common with you. But this is help is on the way. So whatever it is that you're dealing with when it comes to your finances, your health, your support system, your foundation, basically. The Fool is saying this is where trust is. You take that next step and somebody will be there. All right. So could be making a lot of decisions financially and conversations with people about the next direction that you're taking. Now, in love specifically, I'm seeing the Page of Swords. So I am seeing a lot of communication when it comes to love. All right. So if you are connected to somebody, you could have a conversation that changes the relationship, the nature of the relationship. Are we just talking about what we are, or are we becoming what we are? Something may be said that can't be unsaid, right? So some truth, you know, somebody may say something, slip and say something, and it is the truth. It's like those Freudian slips, you know, or I didn't mean to say this, but yes, you did, you know, those kind of conversations. But also those can be very good conversations. Like you might be talking to somebody and they realize, they say, I love you, or they say, I'm really into you, I'm curious, but they didn't realize how much they really were thinking about you. So there's a lot coming through conversation. So pay attention to what's being said, you know. Now, also, you could have a lot of conversations if someone from your past comes back in, which is very likely. And they could be coming back in, you know, you share same concerns, you miss each other, you want to talk, but you may have to make a decision of whether or not this is a false start. That Fool card says somebody can come in and say, oh yeah, it looks great, but, you know, discernment, do I want to do this again? Is this going to be an on again, off again type of thing, right? So a lot of trust in, you know, you don't have to entertain every conversation that comes your way, but there is a conversation or a connection that could be developing, you know, that's an ex is seeing you differently, or you're seeing an ex differently. All right. And for some of you, that might be a very strong moment of clarity, you know, where this could turn into something else. All right, so a lot coming up here. And you may also be talking to partners. If you are partnered with somebody, you may be discussing financial things, shared interests, shared space, working together, trying to figure out finances together, how to grow together. Some of you could even be talking about counseling. All right. And if you're single, some of you could be talking to people that are around you in your work group, your friend group, that actually may spark into something more. They might say something that they were interested. Somebody could say something to my Geminis like, I thought about dating you, but you were into this person, or I am interested in you, but I didn't think you'd like somebody like me, or, some truth like that coming up. Now, the Eight of Swords is showing up in something that's really concerning you when it comes to your life. So if some of you have been thinking about or doubting some skill you have or an opportunity, or you've been working on something or having conversation with yourself about something that you've been dealing with, it's air energy. So it could be, around your social media, around your presence, around communication with somebody, around disappointments with yourself or somebody else. And I am seeing here that you may finally come to some sort of resolution, how you feel about certain people that are around you. Or you may finally realize that you doubted a situation that is finally showing you that not to doubt yourself when it comes to your choices or your decisions. Now, you may find that you don't resonate with people in your life, and that's okay. You may take a step forward. You may decide that I just don't resonate with the people around me anymore. But also it could be because the people around you don't understand what it is that you're really trying to do. Or so you're trying to get external validation from people that don't understand where your mind is going. All right. So sometimes having conversations with people who don't understand you is actually planting the seeds for you to become something totally different and innovative. Right. So you may be stepping away from the pack and saying, I am going a different way and I'm not going to doubt myself anymore. And just because other people don't understand my situation. All right. So this is a really good energy for you when it comes to your life. Now, advice, Eight of Pentacles. This is asking you to stay dedicated and focused and fine tune your skills. All right. This could be a new job, new money, new way to look at money, and abundance coming your way as well with the Eight of Pentacles. But this is asking you not to second guess or doubt your skills. Bottom line. All right. Now, when it comes to love, this is going to get tricky. I'm going to go really quick through Aries through Pisces, but you have messages coming in. So this could be new, current, and or ex, right? And let's see what's happening with Aries through Pisces. Aries, Seven of Pentacles. You could be discussing plans about where this relationship is going. All right. It doesn't matter. Past, present, new, right? Where is it going? What's happening? Are we investing? Is this a waste of time? But we'll know where we're going when we have the conversation. Taurus, I see Nine of Pentacles, all right? So it looks like success, talking about money, talking about advancement, talking about good news when it comes to a Taurus. So, you may be finally advancing in the relationship or just talking about combining finances and doing something that invests in the relationship. Gemini, justice card. So we're getting the truth, and the justice always brings, you weighing out. You're going to have to weigh things out honestly when it comes to love relationships right now. What's fair, what isn't? If somebody has been doing you wrong or you've done somebody wrong, are we going to bring justice to it? So I am seeing there is some sort of making important decisions with another Gemini over whether or not this is fair or not, and whether or not we can move forward or not. Cancer, Knight of Pentacles. You guys are continuing to move and groove and working at a pace that seems to work for both of you. You may be starting to combine your routines and see each other more often. Leo, Nine of Swords. Leo causing you a lot of stress. You may decide that it's not worth it, all right? Whether it's something you can get over or not, or it's something that you're just wanting to let go of. There's just too much regret. Virgo, the moon card, a lot still changing with you and Virgo. I see anxiousness kind of overriding the relationship. It might be too soon to make any clear decisions around a Virgo. Libra, Ace of Pentacles, you have an offer coming in with a Libra, right? Take it, right? It looks like they're making a promise that they're wanting to commit. Scorpio, 4 cups, still feeling ignored by a Scorpio. You may be making a decision or just realizing they don't want this as much as you do. Sagittarius, I'm seeing the devil. So very triggering conversations with Sagittarius. All right. It could be you're facing some of your insecurities when it comes to a Sagittarius. Capricorn. All right, a lot of love coming in with a Capricorn. Looks like they want to romance this. I know that sounds corny. I keep saying that. They want to see where this goes. They want to see where this relationship goes. Pisces, Scorpio, Sag, Cap, Aquarius. Sorry, 2 of Swords. So Aquarius still on the fence. You may need to push them and make a decision. It looks like it's difficult, but finally we have to make a decision when it comes to an Aquarius. And Pisces looks like the King of Wands. Pisces is coming in. They're very interested in you, feeling a strong pull towards you, towards this connection. I love you guys. All right, Cancer. All right, Cancer. Getting ready for your season. Let's do 36. All right. Cancer, Cancer. Thank you guys for being here. All right, Cancer. We're looking at what's shifting, specifically in love and in life, and any advice. And I'll go through Aries through Pisces. So your birthday's coming in soon. Happy birthday! Happy pre-birthday show. Got to give Geminis their full exposure. But you are coming in soon. And I do have the Tower card. So today, this card here means, you know, what's going on regardless. All right. So the Tower card. Yay. Right. Expect the unexpected in places where, you know, God speaks and God says enough's enough. And, you know, it's time to move on and it's time to get ready for some change. All right. It's inevitable. All right, so this don't fear this card. Don't fear this card. It's just saying that you've been trying to build something upon a situation that has not been stable, and a lot of you have invested all your emotion into a situation that was never built on stability, and it's constantly caused you a lot of disturbance emotionally inside. And God is saying, like, I've got to take care of this for you. You cannot sit in this energy. You have to move on from it and start to build something that's more honest and truthful for yourself, something that's more stable, you know. So whatever is not stable in your life is, you know, it's going to, and some of you know exactly what that is. You know, you got to move. Some of you have been waiting for a sign. Here it is. You know, if I got to get up and move, if I got to leave this home, if I got to leave this job, if I got to leave this relationship, I have to leave this mentality, I have to leave this friend group, whatever it is, you already know that you're ready for this change. Now, some of you may have already gone through this, right? And this week there could be some remnants of it. So let's see what's going on. I am seeing the 7 of Swords. So basically there's disruption in your life when it comes to any kind of deception, lies, truths being told, realizing some truth, not denying yourself the truth, not ignoring red flags. So it's a very defining moment for you. This is going to be a week, 2 weeks, the rest of June, before you go into your season of any kind of falsities that are around you are going to be exposed. Now, if you're saying you're good, I am sending you so much love and that you've done the work. Maybe you've already faced a lot of the falsities. This could be false masks around you. It might not have anything to do with you, but the people around you who are dealing or would have a mask on or trying to appear as a certain way, way, their truths are going to be exposed. And maybe you're going to see what you've always known. All right. But something is peaking. Some truth is coming to light. Now in love, I see the Four of Pentacles. So love looks like it's been kind of stagnant, all right, with this, to be honest with you, with this energy. It feels like we've been holding on to what we have, holding on really tight. So some of you, I'm gonna go down the list, and I will go through Aries through Pisces to fine tune this Four of Pentacles. But for some of you, you've been trying to control a situation that maybe hasn't been stable. All right. And so I'm going to look at this in several different ways when it comes to your love life. All right, maybe a breakup's been happening and you're still holding on to it. You still want to make it work. That Tower card is saying you got to let it fall. And if it's going to rebuild itself, it will in the future, right? But right now we got to let go and let God. Let go of control. All right. We need to build a solid foundation. Now, if some of you are in a partnership, you are building, you're trying to build from, a strong foundation. But this is also letting go a little bit and trusting in the process. If this is somebody that's meant to be in your life, they will be in your life. You don't have to worry about every single detail. And for some of you who are single, this is saying you might need to open up your heart a little bit more. All right. You may be afraid to open up your heart because you have been through a breakup. You have been through something hard, and it's really hard for you to trust again. And somebody's trying to enter into your life, and your season, you're going to be glowing, right? This is going to be a good season for you to really start rebuilding when it comes to being honest and evaluating connections that you're going to latch onto, because you do tend to latch on quickly to a relationship before it's stable. Your heart says something and you follow your heart. All right, so let's see in love. In life, I'm seeing the Five of Cups. So it looks like love and life are kind of bleeding in together. It feels like it's hard for you to, see the positive in everything, especially if you've been dealing with it alone, or you've been trying to hold on to what you got and you just feel like it hasn't been enough. So this is changing for you, though. I'm really pretty much just diving into the first message I said. Things that have been false promises, things that haven't been bringing you full fulfillment, things that you're holding on to that have no value are being stripped from your life right now, so that your season is a glow up for you to invite newness into your life. And look at the Queen of Cups showing up as your advice. This is you starting fresh and preparing for your season, right? And processing all the stuff that you've been through and making space for the new to come in. All right. So a lot of you right now, this energy is about letting go of control. So let's look at Aries through Pisces for you and see when it comes to relationships, because it looks like relationships have really taken a toll on you. And it looks like a lot of you are really trying to prepare for something new and opening up to new love in your life. All right. And this is going to take a lot of soul processing on your and self-care for you right now, especially if you're learning how to open up again. So what is coming in from each zodiac sign when it comes to the rest of the June? All right. I see messages from an Aries. All right. You may clear things up with an Aries. Remember, I have the Four of Pentacles here, so which is going to influence the Aries through Pisces. All right. It's like, I need emotional security. There may be a conversation with an Aries around security. Are we going to build something here? Are we going to make this relationship more stable? So this is where the Tower card comes in with Aries and Scorpio energy. There may be some conflict. We need to discuss. We need to renegotiate. But it looks like you and Aries have come too far to let go. All right. So you may try to rebuild or build something solid. Taurus, Wheel of Fortune. So you have another opportunity with a Taurus to, make things differently, to change things. All right. But we also have to decide whether or not we're ready to let them in. So this could be a Taurus that's a new Taurus too coming into your life, and a chance for you to start fresh with a Taurus. Gemini wanting to work things out with you. It looks like a conversation of, let's try to make things work. Let's build this foundation. So I'm seeing a slow and steady energy with your Gemini. Cancer, Four of Wands, happy home life and building a foundation built on love and joy. And that's what it seems like God's trying to redirect in your life. It feels like you've been trying to build a foundation and you're holding it all together. All right. And this is you with new people coming into your life, a new foundation, a Cancer possibly coming home. So you could be connecting with a new Cancer or a Cancer in your life, and you're building a foundation for a long-term relationship with people in your life who are meant to be there, who are actually bringing value. Leo, Page of Cups. I'm seeing a love message from a Leo, right? So this could be a new step forward with you in a relationship with a Leo. Now, Virgo, discussing the problems, right? So you may have a conversation with a Virgo, trying to define where things are really going, because you're getting sick of living in doubt and living in fear. Libra, same thing, Five of Swords, always questioning things, always trying to explain yourself, always trying to clear things up. And the answers are there. It's like when you have this many swords, it's like things shouldn't be this complicated. All right. So it feels like you and a Libra may finally face or surrender to the situation at hand, for what it is. If it's not going anywhere, it's not going to go anywhere. Scorpio, 10 of Pentacles, in it to win it with you. So, whatever challenges you are dealing with, you guys will overcome. So if you're dealing with some truths coming out this week, it's something that needs to show up so you can rebuild. Sagittarius, it looks like you're already on the way. It looks, the Two of Pentacles, we're kind of making room, let things play out still, just kind of see how things turn out, because it looks like the Ace of Pentacles already happened. They already see the opportunity, and you guys could make it work. Capricorn, Ace of Pentacles. So I do see an offer from a Capricorn coming in. This could even be a new Capricorn trying to enter your life. Aquarius, a discussion with an Aquarius, right? Get into the point of the matter, trying to figure out, where is this really going? So we could be having that conversation about, is this really stable? And Pisces, the winner of the day. Looks like you and Pisces will figure it out regardless of the challenges that you have, and you guys will move forward. All right, that was Cancer. All right, my Leos. $47. All right, I'm getting better time. All right, let me get a good shuffle for Leo. All right, Leo. Woo, a card just flew out for you. Six of Pentacles. I'm going to keep that here right now. So that's a good lucky energy for you. All right, I am looking at the next 2 weeks, the rest of June. And, I just feel a promise of a good day. Promise of a good day, a payout coming in. And for some of you, it's about being generous. It's like, where can you give more if you got it? All right. It is equal give and take. We often talk about receiving here, but this is about where can you give? And sometimes healing starts when we do give back first, and this doesn't mean to keep giving to a relationship that's not supporting you. This is of service to other people around you too. All right. Because this can also be questioning, where have you been given to a relationship and just not getting anything back in return? Jupiter's going to be going into your sign, and Venus is in your sign. And this is where your heart is really going to, learn some lessons and expand. And it's like, your generosity is gonna be big, and you deserve it too. Your heart's really expanding, and you're gonna really be glowing. So people are gonna see this with you, and they're gonna want some of it too. So be mindful of that energy of people taking too much also. All right, so that just must have been a bonus message for you, but it does look like abundance. around you. Now I have a 7 of Swords here. Look at this at the bottom of the deck. So this is going to be mindful of who you can trust and who you can't trust. All right. Where you should put your money. This is also that too. It's not just about love. It's like, where do you put your energy where you feel like it's appreciated? Where do you see the gratitude of others? But also, where do you have the gratitude of others too, when they give to you? But this week could be about really exposing the rest of June, the next 2 weeks, really exposing who's being honest with you and who's not being honest. And also, where are you not being honest with yourself about situations, and where are you giving your money where it's not being appreciated, or where you're giving your effort and time and it's not being appreciated. So what's shifting for you is the 3 of Cups, which makes sense. All right, who's really loving on you? Who's in your inner circle? Right? Who's really drawn to you? Because this could be a period where you're really starting to glow, right? Something may have changed. Even if life seems like it's handing you a bunch of rotten lemons, you're still somehow coming into this energy with this presence of being fully able to look at the bright side, look at the positive side. And that's going to be addicting. That's going to make you very magnetic, very visible to other people. There's a lot of dates maybe coming in or trying to come in. There's a friendship that may be wanting more with you, this can bring in, feelings, deeper feelings than I thought. If you're connected with somebody, maybe having better times together, spending more time with each other. But this is where, you're going to have to be mindful of who can I trust and who can I trust, Do I have the right people around me with this energy? So in love, the Queen of Pentacles, making some sensible choices when it comes to love. Who respects you? Who sees your worth? Who sees your value? Who's also very grateful, because you're showing up as the Queen of Pentacles, which is also telling me that you have a lot to give and that you have a lot of responsibilities, and you mind your business, you take care of your business, and you are very kind, warm-hearted, and generous. Now, if you're not kind, warm-hearted, and generous, this could be God speaking, saying, this is a good time for you to, like I said, give back, because that is what brings in more abundance. It's like, can't hold on to it all. Got to share the wealth, right? And but I am seeing here some of you too in love, the love department. It's showing that some of you may be very good to go on your own, very independent, very rigid, very sensible about your approach, and it's hard to maybe loosen up a little bit and allow someone in to help you. If you're used to taking care of yourself and doing everything, but you're wanting love, energetically, you're closed off to love trying to show up for you. I don't need anybody. Be careful of your words, what you're saying. I don't need anybody. I can do this myself. I'm good to go on my own. So you're giving off that vibe. And so people that want to help you, want to support you, want to give to you, are not going to give to you because you're repeatedly saying you don't need it. So we really do have to be mindful of the words we're using and what we're saying. Sometimes it's not always great to be super independent, because it's giving off a vibe. So I am seeing for some of you, lightening up, loosening up, and going out there and having more fun, and being vulnerable is really important. In life, I'm seeing the Wheel of Fortune. Be ready for some twists and some turns to come in, because it looks like this is your time for your life to change. Now, the Wheel of Fortune can say some days could be good, some days could be better than good, and some days might not be so good. It's like, it just basically is decisions that we're making. But you see the 6 of Pentacles, and the Wheel of Fortune tells me that if you've been putting in, you're getting a payout, right? If you've been, avoiding, this is where things could get costly. There's consequences. It's not karma. It's just actions and consequences. If you've been putting money where it's supposed to go and paying your bills, you got it good, right? You might get a payout. You might have overpaid. But I am seeing that there's a lot of turns coming in. And with the 6 of Pentacles, it looks like, the God is sitting there saying to you, I'm on your side here. I'm trying to bring you some wins. All right. So there could be a turning point in your life when it comes to, if some of you are down on your luck, the wheel always comes around. You'll be up on your luck, right? If it's you've been up, sometimes we have to deal with certain things. Maybe I'm not seeing that you'll be down on your luck, but this could be where people around you could be down on your luck, and you're being asked to share the love. Now, your advice, 6 of Wands, that's your energy. Confidence, being seen, stepping up, showing the way, being that light shower, being that problem solver, being the one that maybe everybody comes to at times. It does look like you're turning heads, and this is a very successful time for you the next 2 weeks. So enjoy it. Let's look at Aries through Pisces. You have the Queen of Pentacles in the position of your love, right? So some of you, this is what the energy is coming through for each zodiac sign. 9 of Cups, getting what you want with an Aries, all right? So it looks like, if some of you may be letting go of control a little bit and trusting that an Aries desires this connection with you, your wish being granted. Taurus, I see a fresh start with a Taurus. It looks like they want to commit. It looks like they value you. Gemini, High Priestess. The Gemini still kind of lurking in the background, holding back, their feelings. They have more feelings for you than they're letting on right now. Maybe they don't feel like it's the right time. Cancer, 10 of Pentacles. Cancer wants to build a future with you. All right. It looks like they see you as the one that they want to be with. Leo, Ace of Swords. Look at this. Clear new start, new energy coming in for you. This is truth. This is truth calling, seeing the truth. And even the 8 of Cups is underneath that. So sometimes the hardest decision is walking away from something. Even if somebody's only being partially honest, sometimes it's not enough. It's just like, I can't keep seeing through this. I can't keep denying the fact that there's dishonesty, or I need to walk away from something and be honest with myself. All right, so you may be making a difficult decision, Leo, with another Leo. And I see Virgo, also 8 of Swords. Things are very complicated between you and a Virgo. And some of you may just feel like you don't know what else to do. And, sometimes the thing is, you've seen it already. You already have the answers, and it's going to continue to show up exactly the way it is until you get to the 10 of Swords eventually, where it's like you keep giving it one more shot and it's tearing away at your soul. Libra, I am seeing the King of Cups. So a lot of deep loving coming in with the Libra. Your relationship is continuing to grow, or this could be a new Libra coming in. Scorpio, 7 of Pentacles. So there's future plans with a Scorpio, but we got to decide which path we're going to take. Where we put in our investment, where we put in our energy. Is there a future there? Should we talk about it? Should we ask about it? We trying to avoid the situation. So you may be having a conversation about, how things are and where things are going when it comes to a Scorpio. And Sagittarius, I'm staying moving on from a difficult situation. So you and Sag clearing things up, or finally deciding to let things be and let things happen on its own accord. Capricorn, making a decision to get together with a Capricorn, or finally there's movement with a Capricorn and you guys both want this. Aquarius, we're facing some truth with an Aquarius, some justice, right? It is what it is. You weigh things out, make sure, things are fair before you make a decision, but we could be getting to the truth. And Pisces, 5 of Wands. I am seeing some conflict with the Pisces, but these are challenges that need to be faced, truths that need to be faced. And where there's a will, there's a way. I love you, Leo. All right, we have Virgo. All right, so we're kind of doing similar to Monday's reading, I guess, but for the next 2 weeks. So maybe it's good just to keep these messages keep on going, even if they seem repeated, but I don't feel like they are. I feel like there's a really good messages coming through for each zodiac sign that can be for everybody. All right, Virgo. It's Ashley. Hello. Did I put the right timestamp in? Yeah. 9. All right, my Virgoians. Virgo, Virgo, Virgo. All right, Virgo. We're looking at the next 2 weeks. Thank you. All right, so we're looking at love, life, and love specifically, but life, and any advice. What's changing for you right now in Aries through Pisces? I see the Six of Cups. So this is the most important today in today's readings because it tells me what's going on beneath the surface, and love is forming, friendships are forming, understanding where you stand with people, is this real? Do I have to trust? Am I learning to trust? Does the person reciprocate their feelings? We might be dealing with different situations, but we keep showing up for each other. And that's all you can do is keep showing up and keep trusting and keep focusing on the current moment, because a lot of people could be going through certain things, and it's like relationships may be being challenged right now for you. But I do see the Six of Cups. So obviously something is going to reach a point. Love is going to reach a point and cure and be the peak moment, a decision moment. Do we turn over a new leaf? Do we do this again? Are we going to be, you might even be closer, finding that when you connect with your person in the next 2 weeks, that you may feel even closer than you ever imagined. And there might be a deeper understanding of the relationship between the two of you. And I see justice here. So there is a strong energy of being justified for your feelings, being validated. Maybe it was a difficult time. Maybe you had to weigh out. Maybe somebody does feel guilty, right? But whatever the situation is, it seems like love is what is going to prevail. It's like, even if somebody did do you wrong or somebody reacted to a situation that wasn't the way you expected, this is where you come in and you say, but I still love you and we're just human, basically. So your energy, you got the Seven of Swords too, and the Justice card is showing underneath the Six of Cups. Some of you questioning your real love for somebody or somebody's love towards you, or questioning whether they're being really honest with you. So it does feel like the next couple weeks is really hidden honesty and truthfulness when it comes to true love for a relationship, or even friendships, so there's a lot going on behind the scenes, and maybe some of you are having to trust that somebody loves you, or a situation will play out or turn out in your favor. And that takes a lot to deal with, because your mind mentally could be making up all kinds of lies or excuses, or being in denial, or asking yourself, am I in denial, or are they being honest? I mean, there's just so many questions that could be coming up and triggering your trust issues. So in love specifically, I am seeing the Queen of Pentacles for you to show up. Did I shuffle those enough? I felt like I did. And you kind of got the same energy as Leo, where, this is being grounded during this energy and learning to trust with this energy and love. Some of you are very independent and very strong and have a hard time feeling vulnerable. Right. And it's easy to overanalyze or critique or judge a situation when it comes to love, and not trust people to come into your life and want to have control over a situation. But it seems like there's something about softening up and being vulnerable when it comes to love. You may be surprised at how vulnerable another person will be with you over the next 2 weeks. And it could be hard to approach an energy like this if you have to have things a certain way. Things are not going to be perfect for you in the love department, and they're not going to show up perfectly for you the next 2 weeks, but it's going to teach you deep love. That's what I got for you, Virgo. Now in life, I'm seeing the Nine of Pentacles. Some of you looking good. Some of you here, you got your finances in place. So something when it comes to your world, your finances, your projects, the way people see you, your success, it looks like it's going to really bring in abundance I'm seeing success. So if you're worried about it, you have the Queen of Pentacles. And some of you may feel like, if I don't do something, this is that Seven of Swords. If I don't always control or do something or make something happen, how can I trust that love is going to fulfill, or I'm going to be successful, or money is going to come through for me? But again, you have the Six of Cups and you have the Justice card. This is where you've got to trust that you have made all the right decisions to get to where you're at. You have shown up authentically. And this is where I think Virgos too are learning how to trust in that you have figured out, you've done what you can, and that abundance is coming your way. And there's nothing more you need to do or control when it comes to the situation. So what advice or what else is coming in? I see the Hanged Man. You've got to learn to sit still when things are quiet. The Hanged Man. Life's not going to be the same it was before. Your relationship's not going to be the same it was before. Something could be going on behind the scenes in your love situation. This is asking you to stay grounded. Your career could be shifting right now. You're being asked to just be peaceful. Just put yourself in timeout for a second. Let the transition happen and trust that, abundance is coming in for you right now, but you can't control the quiet time. So even if there is silence between you and people, or other things are going on, or there seems to be space, this is where it's hard for you to let space be, and you feel like you have to be productive or do something, or something has to be moving in order for you to feel successful. But I think God's trying to teach you that you don't have to be productive. You don't always have to be doing something for someone or accomplishing something during the day to be loved or valued. And that's what's coming through for you. The justice is in just being loved and seeing that a situation, somebody does love you and people around you are supporting you, and you don't have to be of service or produce or be productive or control the situation to make sure that somebody does love you. So you have the Six of Cups, you have the Queen of Pentacles. All right, I'm going to look at Aries through Pisces for you. I can see that things might be in limbo at the moment. You have to trust that things are going to define itself over time, right? And that being comfortable with the unknown right now is really hitting you when it comes to love. You don't know. With an Aries, you may have more conversation with an Aries in the next 2 weeks. Maybe we will be discussing the facts about a relationship. It seems like an Aries is going to be more cooperative as the word comes through, or more talkative. And they may slip and say something to you, and you will get some sort of truth. You do have the Seven of Swords here. You're wanting to know the truth about a situation. It is coming in with an Aries. And I'm seeing Taurus, Three of Cups. I'm seeing a pleasant surprise. Look, I couldn't even talk. We're going into retrograde, guys. It just happened. A pleasant surprise, a pleasant surprise with a Taurus. All right, things looking like you guys are celebrating a reunion. It looks like there's a lot of love there to be happy about when it comes to you and a Taurus. Things turning out, a conversation or a conflict turning out good. Gemini, also wanting to make it work, all right? So you're attracting in a Gemini over the next couple weeks who wants to fix things, wants to work on things, is very attracted to you, right? Being very pulled towards you. Now, Cancer, you could be dealing with a death. It could physically be a death. It could be somebody going through an ending of a relationship, or they're grieving a passing on of a loved one, right? That's been happening a lot. It's reality, guys. It's been happening a lot lately. And so it may feel like things are stuck between you and a Cancer. Maybe some of you know it is over. And this is a process of just grieving in itself. Leo, the Strength card. So you are asking for composure, being asked to have composure, and patience, but not ignore your boundaries or your feelings. But it is saying here the relationship has a very strong bond, and you will make it through whatever circumstances that you are in. Virgo, Four Cups. Look at Virgo. You cannot be bored and stagnant. You cannot sit still. You cannot handle this energy right now, is what I'm getting. Doesn't mean all the time. But it means that you start to worry when things are stagnant. You start to worry when you don't have control over things. And you start to worry about the Seven of Swords, and you can create stories here. The next couple weeks is going to be the truth when it comes to a relationship. It's not the same as it was before. So if you're trying to think a situation is going to play out the way it did before, that's where the surprise is going to be. Now, Four of Cups, maybe you and a Virgo, you're just choosing to be with each other because you're comfortable. Or maybe you're not really interested enough, right? Maybe you're just bored. Do you really want this relationship that you're in? You got to be real with yourself, or you're just dilly-dallying around with it until something better comes around. So you got a lot of questions. There's a pause for a reason. There's a pause in your relationship for a reason. It's showing you who you are when you're not together. And it's showing you what you really need and what's really happening and what you really want or what you really miss when you're apart. Libra, I'm seeing the Seven of Pentacles. So I'm seeing you and Libra possibly making plans for the future here. So you are at a temporary standstill, but it looks like there's a promising future. Scorpio, Six of Wands. All right, you'll get through whatever challenge. This challenge is going to make you guys stronger. Sagittarius, I'm seeing things turning around with a Sagittarius. All right, now it's like the Wheel of Fortune. We have a chance to turn things around. Whether or not we do, it's up to us. We have free will. Capricorn, making a decision around a Capricorn that could change the direction of the relationship. Aquarius, Three of Swords. You may still be separated within Aquarius. This could be a time to process the pain and separation. And Pisces, don't lose faith in a Pisces. It looks like a happy outcome coming your way. But you're just trying to make it through the dark periods. All right, Virgo. Love you guys. Libra. You're welcome. The reads are taking a turn on their own today. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Let me check something real quick. All right, Libra. Hello, Shirley. Hello, Romy. Hello, everybody that's coming in. Sorry, I'm going a little longer than I thought, so I'm just staying really focused. All right, Libra. Let me get one more shuffle. I feel like I need one more shuffle. Libra. The next 2 weeks, and then I'll do focus on love and life, and then I'll do Aries through Pisces. All right. Well, you got the Eight of Swords here at the bottom of the deck, so obviously a lot's been weighing on your mind. Maybe a specific situation, maybe just feeling uncertain about just everything, right? Sometimes it can just be like, complication, there's just so many choices, so many things to think about, so many ways to look at something. But it does seem like, you gotta kind of filter through certain information that's coming your way. Some things are worth thinking about. Some things are not worth your time. And so you may be kind of focused a lot over the next couple of weeks about, really, facts are facts. Focus more on facts when it comes to if your mind feels overwhelmed or you just feel kind of analysis paralysis, like you just don't know what to do anymore. And sometimes we just choose to try to shut it down, shut off our mind. So what's shifting is the Five of Wands. It does seem like you have been up against, some competitive energies. Maybe people competing around you. Maybe a lot of people in your external world kind of going through their own challenges, or you're starting to see or notice that there's a lot more going on around you. And, it just seems like other people might be frustrating you. All right. It could be that. It could be you're up against a lot of people that are bringing their problems to you to fix things all the time, or you seem to be the one that, is carrying the torch, trying to be the one, but you can't take care of every problem. So that's what I'm getting from that. Like there are some things that maybe you're worrying about or wondering about, or there are a lot of people coming at you or wanting, and this could be internal too. You could be trying to fix a lot of things in your life and you can't do everything at once, is what I'm seeing here. So you are, it's like sometimes you just gotta kind of wave the white flag and say, I can't fix everything today. Because once you start worrying about one thing, you start seeing every problem. So in love, I'm seeing the Page of Wands. Love looks like it's getting good for you. Love looks like it's getting spicy. Love looks like it could be spicy. This could be a friend, a new person coming into your life. It could be somebody that becomes more. It can be a situationship, somebody that you already experienced, connection with, and you may finally notice that they're being more attentive and there's more passion. And maybe we're actually going down a different road. Right. And if you're with somebody, this could be having more fun or trying to have more connection, physical connection. You could be going somewhere or making plans to go somewhere when it comes to love. It seems like my Libras need to get away from the monotony of everyday people or the people around you, or always fixing problems or trying to fix your whole life in one day. And it looks like it's asking you to have a little bit more playful time. If you're single, finding some new adventures to do. There could be a new person that's trying to talk to you or connect with you. Obviously, not everything has to be online. Maybe this is meant that you're going to go physically active, go do something, right? And take action. You could have new passion. But like I said, for those of you partnered, if you're having a hard time, this is bringing back in the passion. The fix could be just doing something creative and adventurous. Now in life, I'm seeing the Four of Wands. So it feels like a home or family decision, maybe coming up for you. Home renovations, doing things, somebody moving in, fixing something, or, just building your foundation when it comes to the people that you're letting in your inner circle. There's a milestone that's showing up here when it comes to your home life, and there could be an event coming in that you're being asked to go to, a special event that is where you could be meeting somebody new. Next 2 weeks looks very promising, but it's asking you to get out of your head, and it's asking you to, are you filling up your time with other people's problems? Are you creating problems that aren't there? Are you trying to fix things that can't be fixed right now? And you're being asked to go out and have more fun and joy. That's pretty clear here. So the next 2 weeks, your network could be growing. There could be an event that is bringing in romance. And also there could be some things around your house that you really want to focus on, or that you really want to get going, that you really want to create. You may find some new support when it comes to somebody around you, could be bringing some ideas your way, an experience of being together with people, heighten your awareness about an opportunity that's going on around you, that you could end up having a conversation with somebody that, it could bring in a move for you. It could be somebody that's going to do a home renovation for you, or has a new, a new story for you, an invitation, a new career path. I always think of real estate. But you have a lot of connections around you. and a lot of starts happening. And this could be somebody, a child returning from school, or doing something, or getting some news from somebody going to school. A lot of important things with that Four of Wands. Your advice, the Three of Swords. If you've been wallowing in your pain and you just feel like it, and there's nothing wrong with that. The Three of Swords says, we got to heal. We got to heal. But sometimes sitting home and trying to fix things too soon, or trying to heal everything at once, or trying to figure out how to avoid pain, it's like you're being asked to step out and go do other things that can help heal the pain and help you process any loss that you're dealing with. And so let's look at Aries through Pisces. I have the Page of Wands showing up in the love position. So let's see, new, present, past, it doesn't matter. But let's see, Aries, I see the Chariot. Aries could be driving over, coming over, hanging out, you guys overcoming something and deciding to go somewhere, travel. Maybe you guys, they're picking you up and wanting to follow through with plans. Now, Taurus, there could be a move going on. There could be something big happening with a Taurus. Taurus got the Tower card too in their reading. So they may be dealing with some news that is hard for them to handle, right? Or some change that's going on. But in the meantime, if you're going through a breakup or separation with a Taurus, this could be where you're being asked to go out and have some, quality time or do something different right now while things are shaking up between you and a Taurus, right? Because it could be some truth coming to light, or an argument or disruption that could be unavoidable when it happens with you and Taurus. Gemini, Seven of Cups, right? There could be an option with a Gemini. Now they got you on their mind. It's like it doesn't seem stable though. So if you're feeling like you've been in a situation with a Gemini that's not going anywhere, but there's feelings, sometimes the hardest thing to do is to go on your own and go out and find somebody else or find something else to do. And then if they decide that they don't want to lose you, they will make a choice, all right? And so it does look like you're still in this energy of uncertainty, even though there is something there. Cancer, I see things getting too heavy between you and a Cancer. You may decide to let go of this one. Leo, Ten of Pentacles. It looks like you guys may be building towards something real, authentic. Virgo, you and Virgo still maintaining and still trying to make it work, still trying to move forward, all right? Libra, I see the Sun card. So you are getting, look at Libra, the Sun card for you. Playfulness, sexual expression, creativity, joy, having fun, doing things outside, finding ways to bring joy and happiness into your life. And I am getting the card of new romance and love opening up around you in this Leo energy too. So it is confirming that this is a really good time for my Libras to really be expanding on romance and love and healing and growth, and getting outside and going and doing something completely different. Whatever it is that you're fighting might be what you need to face. The Sun card between you and a Libra, new romance. Scorpio, King of Pentacles, all right? So slow and steady movement, all right? They're all about, hard work. And maybe you're making some plans here. What is Scorpio? Building a future. Sagittarius, same thing. The Emperor card. Looks like they're initiating a plan. Let's get the party started. Let's get the plan going. Capricorn, Strength cards. So no matter what you're going through, it seems like you guys are still, trying to figure out a way through everything, right? It's just one of these things that it's got to stay strong. Libra, Scorpio, Sag, Cap. Aquarius still lurking and hanging out in the background. Maybe not ready to open up just yet. Pisces, the Death cards. The Pisces could be dealing with a loss of something, a relationship, someone. It does show an ending between you and Pisces right now. We might need time to grieve. All right, Libra. I was outside this morning. It was really hot and muggy. Did I already switch it to Scorpio? That was quick. I didn't even see myself do it. All right. All right. We are moving on to Scorpio. Thank you guys for spending this really hot day with me. I hope it does rain too. I like when it rains in Florida. All right. All right. I'm glad you're here, Zoe. Getting a good shuffle here for Scorpio. My cucumbers are dying on me. My cucumbers didn't make it. The eggplant did. All right, let's see, Scorpio. The next 2 weeks, Scorpio. Come on, give us something good. Give us something good. Oh my God, come on. The Death card. Dealing with death, dealing with the 10 of Wands, dealing with the heavy energy, but guess what? It's over. It's leaving. I pulled the Knight of Swords for me today. New direction, new intentions, set of new intentions. You know, though, this is the hardest part is over, right? The hardest part is over. You've reached it. You've reached a point. And now, you know, you have the Death card here, which is things leaving, things ending, things going, and you know what they are, right? You know what needs to go, what needs to end. You could be dealing with a lot of endings around you, people going through endings. I know on my side of things, you know, a lot of people dealing with grief in their life. So, but this is making clear for this new cycle for you coming in, which we always hear, transformation, new cycle, new healing purpose. And it's like, but it's a complete clean slate. It's room for something new to grow. So let's do the next 2 weeks. Obviously, things are going to be, if they haven't already begun, ending. You know, a lot of people kind of just trying to show up every day. So let's see what I can get for us. The current energy that's shifting. The Two of Swords. So a lot of you kind of are in this limbo. I don't know which direction to go. You know, it's like there's a difficult situations that you may have been dealing with. Which direction do I go? Which choice do I make? Like you're waiting for the sign, you're waiting for somebody to push you. So you can get into some sort of, you know, you're indifferent, and it's an indifferent energy. It's, I don't know whether I should move forward or not. I don't know which direction to go in. And sometimes I say with this energy, and I'm going to say it today, maybe you're not meant to make a choice just yet. Like I almost made a decision today to add something to my calendar. And I was like, do I really want that day to be taken up? Do I really want to do that? You know, should I? The old me might have done it. And then the new me was like, I'm just not feeling it being a hell yes. So I want to wait. I just want to wait. And so the clarity's not here yet. And so good point. Wait, you're saying settling after tomorrow, the 18th. And I'm saying the clarity will come when it's ready to come. And you'll know what decision to make, because it doesn't seem like you could make a wrong decision, but you could make a decision that would add more work, or a decision that was unnecessary. So pause in for a second. So when it comes to love, I'm seeing the Two of Pentacles. So like you're getting the twos here. And so there is a big shift, and a big shift even with Chiron also, right? So going into Taurus, which can also be in your relationship homes, your sector, right? So the Two of Pentacles, it feels like things are kind of up in the air, you know, maybe inconsistent when it comes to love. Maybe 1 minute you're feeling like everything's okay, or, you know, you're trusting the situation. And then the next minute you might be, you know, analyzing the situation and weighing out the pros and cons. You know, was this the right decision? Is this the right decision? Do I stay in this relationship? Do I go? Do I, you know, are things really improving? Are they not? And I'm just seeing right now, there's too many, you're right in the center. Whereas you're not going to be comfortable making a decision right now. If you were to make a decision about love situation, do I let go of somebody? Do I continue with the situation? You know, you're going to either make a decision to move forward and then expect some sort of move, and then it's not going to reach your expectations, and you could second guess yourself and invest more time and then get mad at yourself. Or, if you let go of something too soon, you're adding pressure because you're not ready to. So don't make a decision just yet. Let things kind of come together. And I will look at Aries through Pisces and see the energy around each zodiac. Now in life, I'm seeing the 9 of Wands for you too. Maybe some of you feeling like giving up, right? It's like, come on already, And some of you are just conditioned, even if things were, comfortable, you might be so used to intensity that when things are not intense, you don't know what's happening. And so maybe you are feeling like things are not so intense right now, or things don't feel, they're not like exploding in my face, that I feel like I don't know what's going on. Maybe, but right now it looks like you're being asked to kind of rest. Enjoy this period to just rest and not do, maybe you need to rest. Maybe you've gone through a lot already, and right now a setback is happening for a reason. Because you can't continue keep working in as hard as you are and thinking that you're going to have the energy to keep doing what you're doing. It's not sustainable. So everything in your life that you are going high intensity with, or truly obsessed with, or trying to control, or trying to connect with, or trying to make happen, when you have this earlier stage happening here where things are still trying to form, you're not going to be able to sustain if you start making decisions to add things into your life. More work, more responsibilities, more relationships, because you're already worn out here. So this setback that some of you might be feeling right now seems like it's like God's trying to put you in a place to relax and not create more havoc for yourself. Your advice, the 7 of Cups. It seems like you need to take a step back and revisit your dreams. Revisit your goals. Revisit where you're putting your energy in. What was once your dream? Are you still going after something that doesn't resonate with you anymore? Are you still going after something that is not fulfilling you anymore? Are you in a relationship that you have high expectations about, and yet they're not meeting your expectations? So that is why you cannot make a decision right now, because you don't know yet. But you need to sit back and revisit your manifestations, your dreams, your goals. What are you really after? What are you putting the work in? What are you putting all this work into if you're not getting back what you want? Right? So right now, it's not about the nine of wands. Sit down under that tree and talk to God, talk to yourself, talk to, write down in your journal, whatever it is. What is it that I'm truly going after? What is it that I want? Because you're fighting for something or wanting something, and it seems like no matter how hard you try, you're not getting there. So this is a period, it seems like, of reflection before things actually start moving for you. So don't make any important decisions over the next couple days, or let the next couple weeks unfold for you. Aries, let's look at Aries through Pisces. I see the 7 of Wands. I see there could be a roadblock with you and Aries right now. All right. It doesn't mean it's over. All right. It doesn't mean it's over. So it just shows that Aries is putting up a boundary, or there's a roadblock, but there's a challenge you guys will get through. And I am seeing here that it's about being flexible and just honoring the boundaries right now and seeing where it goes. Let them, if they put up a boundary, if they put up a wall, they will take it down. But if they're putting up a wall right now, it's because they're needing space. Taurus, Queen of Pentacles. Taurus will show up. It looks like Taurus is coming in grounded and energy, wanting to make plans with you for the future. So it looks like you and Taurus could really be grounding in on some plans and making the choice to figure things out. What's the next step? Gemini, Ace of Wands. So obviously something got sparked between you and a Gemini and you're sitting in limbo. It's too soon to tell. It looks like you guys are moving. You guys are interested in each other and something will come of this. Cancer, Ace of Cups, same thing. You get in the aces. Maybe some of you, there is love forming, but there's a challenge you're up against and it's just looking to compromise and you're needing patience and, adjustment period. While, there's a new beginning coming in here with the Cancer. We have Leo. We have messages from Leo. So if you've been feeling like there's a delay in communication, looks like Leo coming in, speaking their truth. Virgo, Queen of Cups. Virgo could be taking time to process their feelings right now. They're still in your energy and there is feelings growing for you. Your relationship could deepen. Libra, Ace of Swords. You got a lot of aces showing up here, Scorpio. So you're kind of in some sort of void right now where you got to sit back and catch your breath. Because the Death card, your energy, and you have all these aces showing up that we're seeing here that you're being prepared for a new beginning, a new cycle. So there, you got to let what's happening happen and dissolve and not make any crazy decisions right now. You have an offer, an opportunity coming in. Oh, that was Libra, with the Libra, the Scorpio. And with Scorpio, I'm seeing the Empress card. So I'm seeing love is growing behind the scenes and things could start to manifest with you and another Scorpio. We are seeing the Death card and the Empress for you, and it's like learning how to love, and attracting in love that is unconditional and not conditioned. So a lot of healing energy there between you and a Scorpio, you and Sagittarius, right? 9 of Swords. It's like some things just can't be undone. And it's like, sweating something that is over. Capricorn, a fresh start coming in with a Capricorn. And sometimes you just got to take that leap of faith. Aquarius, 7 of Swords. You may get some truth around an Aquarius. You may realize the truth about Aquarius. You may realize you've been ignoring the truth. Pisces, 3 of Pentacles. It looks like Pisces and you wanting to make things work. All right. You want to get together. You support each other. You care about each other. And I do see possibly with you and a Pisces and that 2 of Pentacles and 3 of Pentacles that you guys are finally making a decision to move forward. All right. That was my Sag. That was my Scorpios. Now I'm my Sag. All right. All right, I'm getting a good shuffle here for Sagittarius. All right, Sagittarius, let's take a look. I'm looking at the next 2 weeks in love and life too, and Aries through Pisces. All right, you've got the 6 of Wands, so hooray. So little wins, a lot of little wins in the next couple weeks. So find your Sagittarius placement, right? you know, you fight for what you want, you fight for what's right, you fight for what you need, and you win, you get it. And, you know, this is you fighting for attention, being seen, being satisfied, connecting, feeling like, you know, people really take to you. You know, and this is also a reminder to focus on the little wins, especially if you're going through a difficult time. But it does look like you're going to have some sort of victory or payoff when it comes to work, when it even in your socials, maybe something good coming through, a message, maybe somebody wanting your attention. You're getting attention if you're in front of people. But it's saying focus on the little wins and your day-to-day stuff. You know, where have you been struggling, and setting goals? And, you know, even if it's around your health, it's like the little goals. It's like not trying to make something super big, but pay attention, because it looks like you could be getting a lot of victories. Look at you, the Knight of Wands, showing up in this current energy, feeling good. You got an ambitious energy coming in. Sometimes this energy, we can move too fast and not see the wins. We can get caught up in distractions. We can get caught up in ego at times, and we can just be so positive and so constant. And it's really, really good that we also can do and make some choices that we might regret. So just remember, this is a fast, fiery energy, and everything seems amazing at first. All right. But you want to make sure to see through any surface level connections, because they won't last. All right. You may be getting a lot of attention in the next couple weeks. You may be getting the attention that you're looking for in the next couple weeks from even your person, and I'll pull out love. But I think that's the most important thing, is that around your health and around your heart and around romance, true joy is what you're seeking and what you're after. And when you're in this energy, it can be easy to attract very fun, passionate chemistry and superficial relationships that just won't last. All right. So in love, I'm seeing the King of Pentacles. So we have a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So to me, it looks like the steady, the available, the working ones, the ones that aren't that crazy, exciting, a little bit more routine. I am seeing you have, you know, somebody here, possibly earthy energy in love, that is ready to commit, that wants more, that wants to invest in the connection. If you're single, this is a good time for romance to happen, but you're in the energy of the Knight of Wands, which is passion, 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 chemistry, right? That sometimes you can overlook somebody who is set in their ways, or somebody that is maybe a little bit older, or somebody more reliable, somebody more grounded, right? And but I am seeing some victories when it comes to maybe you're pushing somebody out of their comfort zone. It is fire and earth, to me, can be a very challenging energy when it comes to love, because Sag, you want to burn, you want to go, you want to have fun, and sometimes, and forget about the everyday. Forget about the everyday bullshit. You know, you're like, that'll take care of itself. All right. So in love, and look at this, in life, you got the 10 of Cups. You seem to have the best reading so far right now. Looks like you're reaching some victory or a milestone or a blessing when it comes to your home and life and success, abundance when it comes to feeling emotionally satisfied and rewarded. You know, you may be finally reaching the top, or you could be connecting with somebody who is coming into your life that has a lot of abundance, that adds to your relationship, that adds to your life. It's all coming together for you. I'm seeing some big wins. You know, and again, you have the Six of Wands here. So it does tell me that being recognized and rewarded for all that you have been putting in when it comes to your family, home, and success, when it comes to your work and finances. And it does look like coming together with a partner in the next couple weeks. So I'll look through Aries to Pisces. Only you guys know where you're at in your relationships, but it looks like for some of you, you could be entering into a long-term relationship. Your advice, the Nine of Cups, have gratitude. You seem to have the best reading today. The attitude of gratitude. Your days of being single are numbered. If you're going through some challenges in a partnership, you're finally seeing the victory. Focus on the little wins, not changing your partner. If you're in a situationship, you will be deciding, most likely, or it'll be decided that it's a superficial relationship and it's not going anywhere and it's not going to satisfy you, especially if some of you are wanting more stability and marriage in your life. So the ones that aren't going to make the cut, it's not going to resonate with you. They're not going to resonate with you, which could create difficulty. So Aries, Ace of Wands, you've already sparked curiosity with an Aries. They want this. They want to see where it goes. Taurus, I see the Death card. They could be an ending with a Taurus, or Taurus is dealing with some situations in their life that aren't comfortable. And so things might not change or might not go anywhere with a Taurus. Gemini, things moving pretty quickly with you and a Gemini. All right, so if it's been stagnant, they la vie. All right, looks like you guys are moving forward, things getting exciting. You and Cancer are celebrating some good times. Might be going on a date finally, or getting together or meeting them through friends. Leo, the High Priestess. So Leo's still kind of lurking in the background, not telling you everything they feel. But, you know, maybe you'll feel their presence. Maybe they finally will speak up, all right? But I do see there is some silence here with a Leo. Virgo, I'm seeing Two of Wands. So you could be making a decision to move forward with a Virgo. Libra, Five of Pentacles. The days of hurting and the days of being lonely are changing. You know, you got this Five of Pentacles. So the difficulties I've already discussed is that if somebody's superficial and not being real with you, you're going to continue to feel like they're keeping you at a distance. But if you're dealing with the real person and with somebody who's in it to win it, with all these cards I have for you, that frown is going to be turned upside down, especially with another Sag. Capricorn coming in to renegotiate the contract. You and Capricorn talking about where things stand. Where are we? Where are we going? All right. We both want to give to this. We want to put the effort in. It might turn into something really solid. Aquarius, Page of Cups. Aquarius might be telling you how they feel deeply. Looks like love, you know, falling in love with you. And Pisces, I see the Fool card. So I'm seeing off to a new start with a Pisces. So Sag gets the winner of the day. And that's funny. Hi, Anne. We were talking about Sagittarius earlier today. So it seems like Sag placement, Sag situation. What's today? Wednesday. Let's cancel. Moon's in Leo. Going in Leo. But we were talking that Sag was coming up, so maybe there's something in it for us, Ian. All right, Capricorn. My calendar says today, Moon in Leo. Today's Wednesday at 8:05 this morning. So I don't know what your... Am I looking at? I'm in June. I'm in the right month. And the full moon is on the 29th. Yep. All right, Capricorn. What calendar are you looking at? Because mine says this morning. Oh, Capricorn, thank you. Capricorn. All right, so the next couple weeks, Capricorn, and it does end with your full moon. So let's see what is going on. Justice. So most important the next couple weeks is weighing things carefully. You know, your person knows what's right. You know what's right. We all know the difference between right and wrong. And it's whether or not we want to address it or face it or, you know, be honest about it. And so it does look like this next couple weeks could be some injustices brought to justice. Maybe somebody does feel guilty about something specific. Something's been weighing on somebody. And so, you know, it's an energy of, I got to do what's right. I got to do what's right. So if I owe somebody an apology, I owe somebody an apology. If somebody owes me an apology, maybe you'll get that apology, but you only have control over what you can do. So this is also you making some important decisions around relationships and money, right? It can be doing what's right. You know what needs to be done. Where are you spending your money? Where are you spending your time? Where are you negotiating your boundaries? Where are you, going against your integrity? So this is going to be that energy, making decisions. And even though if everybody else is doing it, but you know it's wrong, you're going to have the angel weighing over you on your shoulder, looking at you constantly, like, don't be doing something that you know is not right. Right? I'm telling you right now, I'm saying it here, Capricorn, so there's no get out of jail free card. You got a forewarning. All right? But also, it just shows that we got to be real. We got to make some wise decisions. And you have the Two of Swords here showing up in your energy. And so this, I already spoke that card. All right. Sometimes the truth is hard. Sometimes the decision isn't fair. Sometimes you can't give the money that you can give because you don't have it. And that's the right thing to do. Sometimes, you can't buy something and you can't afford it, but you do it anyways and you shouldn't. All right. So there is a lot of, you're kind of in this energy of, should I do this? Should I not do this? Well, it feels like you've got to do what's right. All right. Do what feels real. Come back to this reading if you feel like you're stuck on a decision. Now in love, the Nine of Swords. All right, now we're getting down to it. This is facts, all right? You got to get the facts when it comes to love. Now I'm going to be real here because I am a progressed Capricorn, so I always get real serious with you. If somebody is serious about you, then don't worry about it. If something is getting serious, it will be defined. If you're consistently worried about something and thinking constantly, you got to look. If you are in a situation and it is causing you this much stress, right? Then there's a reason for it. And you have to take a look at the justice in it and make a decision about what is fair, what is right, what is facts. And that's where you have your answer. You know the truth. And some of you won't get that person showing up saying, I'm sorry I did this. And that's where justice becomes unfair, even though it's fair. Right? But that's the good news is about this, though, is that for some of you, you're worrying about a situation constantly that looks like if it's about to get serious, it's going to get serious. And it might be feeling stressful because your relationship is reaching a new level. And it's learning how to trust, and the intimacy is deepened. Something, maybe you got to say something to somebody. Maybe you're hoping somebody will say something to you, and maybe this will be the time it does happen. I will look at Aries through Pisces, and I'll see which level of distress you're under. If you're under distress because somebody keeps fucking you over, that's a different kind of justice that you have to come to terms with. If you're under this amount of stress because you've been fucked over so many times and you're just having a hard time trusting the situation, this is where we got to take a look at facts and try to weigh things out and make practical decisions, you know? So let's see in life. I see you have the Eight of Swords. It seems like it's bleeding all over into your life right now. You have a lot of worry going on about love and life and in general in the direction of your life. You know, it's like, this is big. You have a lot of air energy, a lot of things taking up space in your mind. So this noise that's going on in your mind is what's being directed at right now the next couple weeks. Maybe it's a wound being healed. Maybe it's learning to trust again, deepening your connections by allowing a release of your limiting beliefs, not holding yourself back, taking a step back and analyzing the facts. So some of you, the whole next 2 weeks is the justice energy, knowing what's right and knowing what's not right and making a decision and being good with it, being final with it, making peace with something that you need to make peace with in your life, whether it's a limited belief that you have or if it's a fact. Now, your advice is Knight of Cups. So get an advice of being vulnerable with yourself and being real with yourself and following your heart, obviously. But this is also saying be open to people being around you. Somebody may be coming towards you that is going to be more serious and more vulnerable with you. So if you have been in a relationship and it feels like you've been struggling, those of you that are in a real relationship, it feels like it's about to level up and be very defined. You may fully express your feelings. Somebody may be more vulnerable with you. And when it comes to life too, this could even be the way you need to be honest about your feelings when it comes to your life in general. Letting people know that you have certain worries or fears or doubts about your resources, your investments, your job, your current situation. It's okay to have fear and worry. But, you know, it's like focus more on facts right now and not on what ifs, not on anxieties created by stories or situations that haven't happened yet. I am seeing love entering your life, new romance trying to enter your life, and this could even be a new professional job chapter, right? And love could come through all together at the same time as you're fighting this anxiety that you're having over all these decisions that you're having a hard time making. Let's look at Aries through Pisces. I know you wanted it to be, I think Sag took it for everybody. All right, I'm sorry. I feel like the full moon is going to be a big one for you, Capricorn. That is why it is showing, you know, an ending of all the karma, the choices, what's real, what's been carrying so much weight in your mind, all these things that these injustices, right? And it looks like that is what's being released in your life so that the Knight of Cups can come into your life. So Aries, I see Page of Pentacles. Now I'm looking at the Nine of Swords as I'm looking at your love situation. All right. Now the Nine of Swords, you might be stressing because in Aries, it seems like it's off to a slow start. I'm still getting that They seem to be invested, that they're still wanting to see where things go. And you need to look at facts of whether or not you're letting your fears or anxieties get the best of you, or if you just don't think it's moving fast enough for you. You have to face your own facts when it comes to an Aries. They still look interested, but they're not moving faster than a Page of Pentacles right now. You have to be okay with that pace and the sincerity of it. But it still looks like it's moving forward. Now, you and Taurus looks like you're on the same page. So you may define your relationship. You may decide that you guys are in this and that your relationship means something so much to both of you. So relationship with you and Taurus deepening. A Gemini, you may fully move on from a Gemini. You may decide that, yeah, there is something there, but it's just not fulfilling me. I feel like they abandoned me in times of crisis, and it's just not worth it anymore. Cancer, 10 of Cups may define your relationship with a Cancer. You guys may decide to just jump in and go with it. All right, we're in it to win it. Leo, same thing. It looks like you could be defining a relationship with a Leo. So again, surrendering with that 9 of Swords, not worrying about what ifs. Own it, live into it. Of course, if you guys are not feeling that, that's where the Justice card comes in. Got to look at facts. Virgo, things are still uncertain with the Virgo, but it's too, I wouldn't judge it right now. Maybe the truth will come out during the full moon. But right now it's hard to view. Too many things are at play when it comes to you and a Virgo. Libra, I'm seeing distance still between you and a Libra, or distance with you and a Libra. Maybe time and space will bring clarity. Maybe it's a long distance relationship and we're just doing what we can to get by. Scorpio, 7 of Swords. So truth's coming up around a Scorpio. You know, so if you've been ignoring red flags, or if you've been, you know, disturbed about something, or you feel like they're not being honest about something, you know, maybe they will speak their truth to you. Maybe you will get that justice. You could possibly get an apology, or you may get the truth that they're not interested. You know, those are some of the hard truths. Sagittarius, King of Wands. Sag is all about you. So I know you wanted Sag's reading, but maybe Sag is all about bringing love to you, making something more stable with you. Capricorn, 3 of Pentacles. It's all working out. A lot more going on behind the scenes than you realize it. But right now, it's like trying to figure things out and control things is not going to work. It's like we need to be around people that connect with us, support us, and things are working out. So it looks like you and another Capricorn taking the next step, trying to figure things out. Aquarius, King of Pentacles. Also, you guys stepping up and trying to make plans here. It looks like plans are still growing between the two of you. And Pisces, 5 of Cups. You may be grieving a loss for the Pisces. Maybe finally realizing that things are not turning out the way I expected or the way I wanted. And that's what I have, Capricorn. All right, let's see. Aquarius. It's 203. All right. Sometimes the messages we don't want to hear are the messages we need to hear. You know? All I can do is read. All right, Aquarius. Let's get it. Ooh. All right, so King of Pentacles just flew out for you, Aquarius, but I'm still shuffling. All right. So you could have a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy around you or on your mind. And this is about your stability, your future, your material world, your comforts. Are you getting all your comforts met? Are you getting your comforts? Are you getting your needs met? Are you building, do you have goals? Are you building your foundations? So that might be the most important thing right now. In the next 2 weeks, let's see love and life in Aries to Pisces. Now I see the Queen of Cups at the bottom of the deck. And I wasn't saying that specifically for you. I wasn't. I just felt bad inside, like I couldn't live up to Sag reading. Queen of Cups. Overall energy this week, Aquarius, I mean the next 2 weeks, is deepening of relationships. It's partnership energy. It's who makes me feel good. Is this relationship genuine? Are my friendships genuine? So it's going to really show up over the next couple weeks. You know, who really cares about you? Who really attends to your needs? Who wants to help you out? So it does look like somebody real is coming into your life. You even have a couple people. This could be friends, family, coworkers. This could be a love person, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. But this can be, you know, a lot of things that are going on in your private world, your own mind, things that you ponder once in a while, really coming up to light. And you may have a lot of good people around you. You may be connecting with people that seem like they have promising future with you. But there's something more about, does this feel good though? Is this genuine? And if it doesn't feel genuine, or you don't feel the warmth or the emotional connection with somebody, you might, you know, be struggling with that. And some of you may try to make it happen, but we can't force people to understand our depth and our emotions. We can't force people to care for us the way we need them to. We can ask them. I see you reevaluating. All right. And this is what's changing for you over the next couple of weeks. The time has come. It just seems like you're just sick of being stagnant. I want to be somewhere else. I thought this would be more fun. I thought I would be a lot further in life. Or I'm fine where I'm at, but now I want something more. I'm content. I can be here all day. I mean, I've done it. I'm doing it. Or maybe some of you rethinking your future. Maybe what you once sought out to do, you don't want to do anymore. That sucks, you know, because then you got to really sit back and say, I got to start fresh, and that takes work. But really does it, because you have a lot of skills invested. But it looks like you have somebody or a person or people coming into your life that are more important for your future and add into your future. And so this could be where you're questioning, who's worth my investment? In love, I see the World card. So you're going to have, and we end the month in a full moon, so full exposure, full release, things coming together for you, which means if it's meant to be together, it's meant to come together, it will come together. You have a lot of closures coming in. You have a lot of things finally manifesting, things coming to light, things you've been working on, projects you've been working on, maybe a relationship you've been working on, finally reaching some conclusion, where we stand, what's next. So you have a really good card here of the World that says, you know, it's all coming together. You are ready for this next passage, this next path. And who are you taking with you, in a sense? So we'll find out in Aries through Pisces, you know, there may be some people that you're closing the connection with, and there's some people that you're opening up to. Now in life, the 10 of Wands, look at this. You've even made it in life. It shows that either it's too hard and difficult what you're trying to manage right now, and there's something new that awaits you. It's time for a career shift. It's time to put down some responsibilities that are not yours anymore. Or it's time to look for something completely new if you feel like your work is more of a burden than happiness for you. If you're feeling overwhelmed every single day in life, it is being asked, you are being asked to look at your future and decide what goals you want to make and what changes you want to make. And, you know, basically quit bitching about it. Do something about it, right? We love hearing that. But I am seeing here that you're ready for it naturally. So you just gotta, you know, sit down and decide what you're going to do, what you want to do. Advice for you, the Hanged Man. You are not the same person you were before, and you don't even know who you are. So there's something about your identity that's happening. Maybe right now you're supposed to be figuring out who you really are before the right person can really show up for you. How can somebody know you and love you if you don't know and love where you want? If you're not happy with where you're at and you're stuck and how, you know, you got the Hanged Man. It's like, hold up a second, step back. What do you expect from somebody else if you don't know what you want? If you can't define what you're doing? And so you are being asked to kind of pause for a second, let certain things close and let people show up for you. I do see that there's a chapter closing, but especially your relationships, the people that are orbiting around you, knowing who is genuine and who is not genuine and who's too much work for you and where are you taking on too much work and what's shifting. So Aries, I see King of Swords. You may have a conversation about the future with an Aries. These are the cards that I'm referencing when it comes to Aries through Pisces, the Seven of Pentacles and the World card. You guys seem to want the same thing, but we have to have a conversation about it and make it real. Put it down and put it out there. We need to make sure we're on the same page. So it looks like a discussion here about the future with an Aries. Taurus, you may be facing the truth about a Taurus. Maybe you've been angry, mad, distrustful. There's no trust between you guys, you know, and you're still thinking about it or still invested in it. Maybe you're making peace or closing a chapter or realizing some truth when it comes to a Taurus. Gemini, things could clear up between you and a Gemini. It looks like Gemini wants to see things through, see where things go. Cancer wants to work with you, work with me. You know, it's like we can make this work. For you and a Cancer. I see them coming towards you here. Leo, things are kind of chill and at a pause with you and a Leo. This is just saying let things happen naturally. If they're meant to be, they will be. Virgo, King of Cups. You and Virgo talking about your feelings, maybe deepening your connection. Things getting more intense. Libra, right? Libra, Six of Pentacles. Feeling supported by a Libra. Maybe they're putting in more effort, or you both know exactly what needs to happen, what we need to change to make it work. Scorpio, I would get in that one there too. Knight of Swords, a new direction, but we need to talk with intention. Maybe you're finally getting them to express what their true intentions are and where this relationship is going. So lots of communication around that. Sagittarius, Sag is in a good mood. Sag coming in with some loving. Knight of Cups. Capricorn means business. Queen of Pentacles. They're ready to make plans with you. And Pisces, Three of Pentacles. You and Pisces, no, Aquarius. Sorry, that was Aquarius. Scorpio, Sag, Cap, Aquarius. You and Aquarius wanting to work things out. In Aquarius, you got the Three of Pentacles. So there's a lot of support around you. There's a lot of people around you that really have your back and ready to have your back. And it looks like people with real intentions and good intentions coming into your life. And Pisces, don't lose faith here. It looks like you and Pisces finally making plans here, figuring out how we can make this work. Or you're starting to see a clearer picture. All right, we're going into Pisces. All right, 215 for Pisces is what I'm going to do, so I can get a good shuffle. All right, we made it to Pisces. You are welcome. Thank you. Pisces. All right. All right, Pisces. Next 2 weeks, what to expect? Queen of Wands. More energy, more excitement. Maybe your true vision of your life is coming to you. I thought I had to change the banner, sorry. You may be feeling more energetic, maybe feeling more empowered, more confident. All right. So this is about your future, your life, your world, the people you attract, your community, and your visions now. Maybe something you've envisioned is finally coming in. We do have the full moon at the end of the month, so something you've been working your ass off, right, is finally paying off. So you have some good energy here. Looks like this could even be work, health, every day, just feeling like, you know what, I'm going to get through this. More positive energy for you. You got the Two of Swords too. So it does show that what's shifting, though, is finally knowing which direction that you're going in. There's some of you finally making that difficult choice to change directions, change careers, change your life, change your perspective. Maybe you're having a disagreement with somebody. Maybe some of you are, seeing things differently. You're finally able to compromise. You're able to see their side, or they're able to see your side. So you're kind of shifting from an energy of uncertainty, where some other signs who got this were kind of in this, there's nothing you need to do right now. You will know what to do. All right. It'll feel like you'll feel empowered. You will feel inspired to just do what you know is right to do. So don't second guess yourself with this energy. In love specifically, the Three of Pentacles. A lot going on that you don't even see. There could be a friend working in your favor, a coworker working in your favor, somebody who's in your acquaintances, somebody who supports you. There's always somebody around you working for you, working towards you. God, the universe, whatever, is always got something working and brewing in the background. It's all coming together. It's just sometimes it's boring and dull, and it seems like, it's not working out fast enough. But there's a teaming up. There's a collaboration coming in when it comes to love. We're on the same page. We want the same thing. We seem to have a lot in common. So if you're single, somebody in your daily world, somebody who you might see, a gym person, a coworker could know somebody, could say something, somebody you see at the local grocery store could be talking to you. So you could be asking you for help. There could be a situation where you're a part of the community or something, and this is where things are coming together. Somebody's talking about you more. Somebody's referencing you. Somebody coming to you for help. If you're connected to somebody, a situationship or something like that, or a friendship, it still shows that you're building something. There's something that's there that keeps you coming back in. There's something, you guys seem to both want something, but sometimes somebody's not giving the effort that the other person is. So we've got to talk about where we've got to figure out or create boundaries or ask for more support. And if you're in a partnership, this is showing the same thing. You guys kind of dealing with things every day, and some days are good, some days are okay, some days are, we just got to work as a team. In life, I see the Six of Cups here. So coming into alignment with really good friends and really good love. A lot of good support system coming around. And I do feel like these cards go together. These are soulmates. You're attracting in true soulmates right now. And you'll know if you're torn or feeling torn, in the next couple weeks, there's going to be no question who you're magnetically drawn to, because you have true soulmates showing themselves to you, whether through coworker support, friendships, or love. A past person could be returning into your life. That's always a possibility, right? We have the retrograde, but you'll know whether this person is honest or not. If you're thinking about reaching out to somebody, it'll become easier. You'll know. Your voice inside your head will be so strong that you will know. And then if that person doesn't respond, you will know and you'll be done. But it seems to me like your energy, your presence, and your voice is really strong right now. That you won't be settling for less. Crushes could come in towards you. Somebody you see every day in life. Somebody could come up to you and could surface. Somebody that you didn't even expect, because it is people around you every day. And again, like I said, there could be somebody from the past that is shown back up too. And with these energies here, it does feel like somebody wants to be very supportive. Your advice, the Nine of Swords. If you're sweating everything, give it to God. That's it. Don't lose sleep over making some sort of important decision around or feeling torn about a relationship. The true ones will show up in the next couple of weeks with the Six of Cups and Three of Pentacles. I will look at Aries through Pisces, but it will seem undeniable. Your connections are reaching a turning point. Right? They're reaching a turning point. If they're meant to be in your life, I think this Capricorn full moon is really saying, who feels like home, who's real, who's authentic. Even if I've been struggling with somebody and it's time to grow up and we've got to grow up, your relationships that you've even had challenges with are going to step up. We all have challenges. Everybody's different. Not everybody's dealing with a crappy situation, but it could be a challenging situation. I am seeing here you will pull through it. So Aries, with that being said, we've got sort of this friendship soulmate issue. So a friendship could be developing into something more. All right. But some are going to be clear that it might not be going anywhere. So keep that in mind. 2-2-2-2 when I said that. Aries, I see the Four of Cups. It seems like no matter how hard you try, you can't seem to get what you need from an Aries. I'm still seeing nothing improving there. So Aries may be somebody for some of you, not everyone, where it just feels like you're never happy or satisfied with the outcome. They just don't have enough to give or choose not to. Taurus, I'm seeing the Seven of Cups. Taurus always shows up just enough, but they always keep you guessing, and you never know if they truly choose you. This is where it's going to be a choice that's going to be made of whether or not we both are on the same page, or if this is enough, I'm going to walk away. So it's got to go one way or another with you or Taurus, because feelings and possibilities isn't enough anymore here in this energy. Gemini, things moving pretty spicy and quick with Gemini. You might have a heated conversation. It might move fast. It might seem like it's moving too fast, but it looks like it's moving in the right direction. Cancer, a lot of words being passed with you in a Cancer. You guys may be talking about a decision about the future. It seems like you're seeing things brighter. Looks like things are clearing up. Leo, very attracted to you. You and Leo on the same page. It's like, let's make this work. We got this. We'll figure it out. Virgo, Page of Cups. So you got Virgo here expressing, this could be a friendship too. Some of these, remember, could be people that are thinking about you or wanting to connect with you. It could be a new person. Especially with the Virgo and a Leo, it could be a new person coming into your life that's crushing on you. Libra, things coming together with a Libra. You'll know where things are going. The World card. If it's coming together and it's meant to be together, it's going to be a great celebration. Scorpio, justice, all right? So same thing, making a decision that's fair, finding peace. So either you're settling a dispute or you're deciding that things are never going to be right. Things don't feel right. I'm making a decision. Sagittarius, 7 of Wands. So it looks like some challenges with a Sagittarius, but it looks like they want to pursue this. You may get pursued by a Sagittarius. Capricorn, things working out with a Capricorn, fixing things. If things have been at a standstill, you guys will come together. Aquarius sees your beauty and wants to see things grow. And Pisces, I see the Tower card. So the day of reckoning is coming in for Pisces, the Tower card. It's either real or it's not. It's either working for you or it's not. You know, so I do see there's a possibility of a makeup, shakeup, or a breakup for my Pisces. And remember, you're the Queen of Wands. I love you guys. Thank you all for being here. Even if you were late, thank you for showing up at all. I will be on membership tomorrow night, and I see you. All right. I didn't mean for them to be so lengthy, but I guess I can't help it. I try. Fridays will be shorter. They have to be because it's Friday. All right. Love you guys. Take care. Love ya. Love you. Thank you for being here, FG.